Welcome back. Tradon is going to talk NHL Eastern play-in rounds. Tradon, I'm excited to hear your insights, just like everybody else. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm glad someone is interested in what I have to say. We got number 5, C5 Penguins versus C12 Canadiens. Let me just start. Penguins have their Sidney Crosby there, Evgeny Malkin, 1A and 1B in terms of the centermans for the past 15 years. I feel like it seems like it's been forever. Plus they have big names like Jason Zucker, Brian Russ, Patrick Hornquist, and they're likely going to get back Jake Gensel, which is, as I mentioned in my post, he's one of their most important players. Just simply, he is an X factor for them. When he's on,
people were rattled with you over that.
Oh, they were, and because no one fucking understands how this game works. So the offense was ranked
12-year-old middle schoolers.
Yeah, exactly. It's because I don't talk greatness about Sidney Crosby every single second. They all get pissed off. The offense was ranked 10th at the break, so that's pretty strong considering they've had a number of injuries this season. So I think that's pretty incredible considering, especially against a Canadian team who is ranked 19th in offense. They just don't have the firepower right now. I think they're still more of in a rebuild mode, and actually I think they're kind of surprised that they're even given an opportunity to make the playoffs here. The bad part of the Pittsburgh Penguins is their defense, and that's in my opinion, that's probably why they got bounced last year. They have kind of turned it around. They ranked 12th in goals allowed, but their goaltending is terrible, so it's anyone's guess what can happen there. Montreal's not too far behind. But I guess, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this matchup here?
I think the Canadians have a way better goaltender. They got Carey Price.
Yeah, is he way better though?
Here we go. Okay, time out. Carey Price
is better than Tristan Jarry.
Absolutely.
And Matt Murray actually has proved himself, but I feel like he's kind of slipped off the deep end lately.
I agree with you on those 2 points there. Matt Murray is kind of losing it. It's kind of crazy. As soon as they got rid of Fleury, Matt Murray just started to kind of go down and trend down.
At least he beat the Sharks, though, so I'll give him credit for that.
Carey Price is arguably one of the greatest goalies of our generation. He just hasn't played up to his potential at all. And I think that he has an opportunity to turn that around within these next 5 games and then get into the playoffs and show that, guys, I'm still worth what I'm getting paid. He gets paid, I believe, $12 million a year. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's $12 million, the highest paid goalie in the league. And he does not play up to that. And I think if he did, the Montreal Canadiens would be in a much different position. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I had Pitt in 3. Price could carry the Canadiens for sure. I just don't think they have enough to deal with the offensive firepower of the Penguins, especially, kind of what I talked about with the Wild last week. Obviously, the Penguins they've won 3 cups. Crosby has 3 cups. They know what they're doing. They've now rested their legs. I had Pitt in 3. I don't really think this is going to be much of a series at all.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we had him going in 4. I had him going in 4 because I had to give the Canadians something. But I think
I don't. Fuck
them. James, I think you said 3-0 as well, right?
3, yeah.
All right.
It's not even it's easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I also have Penguins in 3.
I got Habs in 5.
And that's what skewed our rankings.
Yep. Okay, moving on. Seed 6 Hurricanes versus the Seed 11 Rangers. Offensively, the Rangers rank 5th in goals per game, but really, that's really only held up by the amazing season of Artemi Panarin and the incredible goal scoring of Mika Zibanejad. It's pretty much the only 2 are producing anything. So they're kind of like a 2-headed beast, but they have nothing behind them. Carolina's a little bit more, I'd say they're a little bit more balanced, but they just don't have quite that oomph. But if we're talking about playoffs, depth is important. So I think that I think it could go any way. I think that the Rangers are going to need bottom six to do something to go forward here. And you look at Carolina's defense. I mean, they have a strong defensive core, both defensively and offensively for that matter. Dougie Hamilton should be back, and he's one of the league's best. He's a leading candidate for the Norris, almost seemingly every year. And New York has no one behind them. I think they're ranked 23rd in goals allowed per game and 30th in shots allowed. When you're giving up that many shots to a team that is a little bit more balanced up front, I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. A little bit more, we got Carolina's goaltending. I think is their biggest weakness. Peter Mrazek. From what I can always remember, Peter Mrazek has always been an goalie. He played up in Detroit as a backup, and he never took off. He finally took the reins from who was it back then? I don't remember.
Jimmy Howard.
Was it Jimmy Howard? Yes, that's who it was.
Oh my God, Eric added something that actually made sense.
Talking hockey, not baseball, dude.
Hockey history.
But he just never wowed me. I mean, I think he wowed me a few games, here and there, but I think he never really wowed me on a consistent basis. And James Reimer has put up solid numbers, but I just think that's their biggest weakness. And then you have the Rangers side. I go back to the Oilers, how they had a two-headed beast and they were sharing the net mining between Mike Smith and God, I can't even remember my own damn goalie. It's been a long week, boys.
You talking the Oilers?
Yeah, fucking
Koskinen,
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
All right, boys. It's been a long week, all right?
Too many Trulies.
White Claws.
Yes, way too many white Trulies.
It's Tuesday.
The Rangers have been running Hendrik Lundqvist, Alexander Gorgiev, and these rookie Igor Shesterkin. Love that name. These guys, I mean, they all have pretty solid numbers. Even Shesterkin, who has a small sample size, but he has the strongest numbers. I think that they could really go anywhere. They can really fit whoever's hot and let her roll. I don't know. What do you guys think about this series?
I think this goes to 5. I think for me, this is classic offense versus defense all the way through. So whichever way the puck falls, that's what's going to decide the game. It's really going to be.
So
it's going to come down to luck. I got the Canes going at 5.
We had actually the Rangers going at 5.
Yeah, I had the Rangers going in 5.
I didn't. Canes in 5, bro.
I got Canes winning this series, whether it's 4 or 5 games, but they are 4th ranked in penalty kill. That's probably one of the most important things you could have in the playoffs. Kings, when they won their 2 cups, we always bring it up. They were number 2, I believe, in their penalty kill. If you have the squad out there that could stop the power plays from scoring, that's pretty crucial in the playoffs. So,
which actually, I have to admit that ranking as I see, did you say Carolina's ranked 4th in penalty kill at 84%? I see that actually surprises me, considering your goaltender is the reason that you're typically the reason that you're in the top 10, if not in the top 15, and being ranked 4 with goaltending that's is pretty incredible. That really shows how much of shot suppression that those defensemen on the
second in block shots.
Yeah, there you go. There's your answer right there.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think that special teams may play a big part in a tight series like that. Moving on, let's look at the 7th-seeded Islanders against the 10th-seeded Panthers. We don't really hear about these teams much, besides the Islanders fans being fucking terrible and not knowing where they're gonna. I literally don't know where the Islanders are gonna play every week, let alone every season. They play a very defensive system under Barry Trotz. Barry Trotz, to me, is kind of their most important person on the team. He kind of is the greatest coach in the league, in my opinion, right now, in terms of defensive system. But that has led to a weak offensive squad with the Islanders. They're ranked 22nd in goals per game, and there's and obviously they play that game where they just score enough goals to make it in, and then they just swallow up the game on the defense who are, have a bit better ranking in terms of, offense. They're ranked 6th with Jonathan Huberdeau and Alexander Barkov kind of leading the charge there. I think offensively, clearly the Panthers have the edge, but the Islanders will be able to easily swallow, or not easily, but they'll be able to swallow that up if they continue to deploy that defensive game. And going back on the defense, I think that they have the clear advantage. I don't, besides a few players on the Panthers side, I don't see them being able to beat them defensively. I just think that the Panthers are just going to have to figure out a way to get over that type of system, and it's very frustrating to play a system like that just shuts you down time after time, and you never get a chance to really move the puck in the offensive zone. And I think that's going to be the Islanders' key to win. Moving on to goaltending, Panthers have invested an insane amount of money on Sergei Bobrovsky, and he has been a big pile of shit. Yeah, he posts a 900 save percentage with the goals with goals saved above average of -15, almost -15 in 50 games. I mean, he's letting in. He's a sieve. He's a fucking sieve. He's Swiss cheese, and a $10 million piece of Swiss cheese, I might add. And then on the other side, you have Semyon Varlamov and Thomas Greiss, who rank 8th in collective save percentage. I mean, that's fantastic. You can really pick on any guy to kind of help you through any kind of situation, and ride the hot hand. And I think they definitely have the edge. What do you guys think?
It's a duel of the Russian goaltenders, the Obs, Bobrovsky and Varlamov. Varlamov has always been pretty good. He's battled a lot of injuries when he was on the Avalanche, and this could be a good little restart for him. But it's whoever shows out for them, I think, will win the series. Mm-hmm. You do have Quenneville, coach of the Panthers. Fuck the Blackhawks, the old team he used to coach with. So if he could spark some fire in Bobrovsky, it might be a little dangerous.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close series. I think it's going to go to 5. But in a playoff series, I'm just going to go with that defense over the offense. I think the Islanders have one of the top defenses in the league. So I think that gives them the edge in the series.
Yeah, yes. The Islanders in 4. They kind of remind me of the Kings of yesteryear, whatever. When they're going to win 2-1, 3-2, 3-1. Like Tradon was saying, I think that defense will just swallow up the Panthers. I'm not sure I'm going to pick the Islanders to go much further than where they are right now, but I think they will get through this relatively easily.
I think I agree that I think this series will show that they can win games 2-1, but the times of winning multiple consecutive series in 2-1, 3-2 games is long gone. You cannot do that anymore. This game is way too high powered, way too goal scoring oriented, and I just don't think that. I think that they need to figure out a way to put the puck in the net. I think that's going to be New York's biggest problem, and I think that's why I had Florida winning. But again, you guys, it could really go either way. I had it going 5 games, so it could really go either way. Let's finish up with the seeded 8 Leafs, and the seeded 9 Blue Jackets. All right, I'll say it. The Maple Leafs have one of the league's most potent explosive units in Austin Matthews, John Tavares,
you good, bro?
Mitch Marner, William Nylander. These guys are fucking amazing. They rank 3rd in the league in goals per game and 6th in shots per game. They are a powerhouse. When you watch Mitch Marner, I think at times he's one of the greatest hockey players besides Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl that are on this planet. He makes passes that blow anybody's mind, and then you have Austin Matthews, who can literally shoot from anywhere. William Nylander has really turned the corner from his debacle last season and turned into someone that we expect of him. And then John Tavares has always been freaking amazing. The Blue Jackets, on the other hand, they're tied for 27th in the league on offense, despite ranking 8th in shots per game. So they just don't know how to put the puck in the net, which is unfortunate. So obviously the offensive advantage goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs in this one. But this is where it ends, because defensively the Maple Leafs are atrocious. They rank 26th in goals allowed per game and 19th in shots allowed per game. Columbus, on the other hand, has limited their opponents big time, ranking 3rd in goals allowed per game and 7th in shots allowed. John Tortorella, to me, is one of the most interesting and fun coaches to watch. I think he's very, very smart. He's a very smart coach. He's explosive. He's an asshole to the media, and I absolutely love it. And he does not take the kind of shit that Toronto Maple Leafs employ in this, dipsy doodle, I'm not going to play defense type of style. Also on the defensive side for the Jackets, they got Seth Jones, who is going to win a Vezina in the next couple of years, in my opinion. I wish that some of his greatness could rub off on his brother, so that the Oilers could have
Norris,
Seth Jones.
right?
Norris, that's what I meant. Yeah, I'm sorry. But he is one of the best talents I've ever seen, at his age, and I think he's definitely going to continue to turn some heads going forward. Goaltending, Frederik Andersen, has not had the greatest season, and I really don't blame him, considering this defense can't do shit. It's not. I would say that the Leafs need to play more in front of him if he wants to continue. He's extremely solid. He just can't do it all. Let's just put it that way. On the other side, Elvis Merzlikins, this young goaltender, 26 years old from Latvia.
He's a weirdo.
He is a weirdo, but he has stellar stats: .923 save percentage and a goals saved above average of 12 in 33 games. He to me, Elvis Merzlikins is like the Jordan Binnington of this season. Jordan Binnington completely came into the St. Louis Blues lineup last year and won them the cup. I will go down and say that he won them the cup. And Elvis Merzlikins could very well be that guy this year. What do you guys think?
I think the Leafs have their ultimate test. They've always had the issue with having the toughness and the grit. These last few years in the playoffs, they did pick up Kyle Clifford, ex-King, old goon for the King squad that used to be that tough, grit guy for them through those runs and just always with them. He's going to help play a role, but this is their ultimate battle. Tortorella and the Jackets, just a hard-nosed, grit-grinding team that wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs. Can they get past the tough, grinding team? We'll see.
Yeah, I have the Leafs in 5. I think they finally do show up. But yeah, Eric, I agree with you. Obviously, the Blue Jackets show up in big series. They came out of nowhere and swept the Lightning last year in the first round, which I don't think anyone could have predicted. I agree. Seth Jones probably going to win a Norris Trophy somewhere here in the near future. Columbus is one of the highest ranked teams in that Corsi factor we were talking about yesterday, which is, it's very weird and it's a lot of math to kind of figure out how Corsi works. But teams like the Kings and the Blackhawks in, the mid 2010s were high up on that Corsi rankings. And that's the reason why they won 5 cups between the two of them. So I have the Leafs in 5. I don't feel super great about it. I think the Blue Jackets could be a surprise team that could push further into the East than I think people will give them credit for.
Yeah,
what's significant about that Corsi rating, by the way?
So Corsi ranking, I'll do a quick synopsis. Basically, Corsi ranking takes shots on goal or shot attempts, and divides that by the shot attempts against, I think that's how it goes.
Generally, like, how effective are you at shooting the puck generally in the direction of the opposing net, and how effective are you in blocking the other team from shooting it at you?
Or the higher the number, the better.
The higher the number means if you're over 50%, it means you're possessing the puck more than 50% of the game.
Possession, how effective? Yeah.
It's arguably one of the most looked at 5-on-5 stats in the game. And it's something that I just this year have really started to focus on, because I like to see the teams that win the Stanley Cup generally have a above 50% Corsi rating. That's why I don't know if the Oilers are gonna, the Oilers, for example, are gonna win the playoffs because they're winning the Stanley Cup because they don't have that type of stat. Yeah. So, what were you saying, Tyler?
I was just saying that I have the Blue Jackets in 5 just because like I said, like last year, they swept the Lightning. I think they're a stingy playoff team, and maybe this is the Kings fan of me talking, but I'm just going to pick teams that just have the better defense in series most of the time. Especially when they're close like this. I mean, it's a 8-9 matchup. Like I said, I mean, yes, the Leafs have a great offense, but the Blue Jackets just have the better defense, in my opinion, and so that's why I'm picking them to win the series in 5.
And I think I agree with you. And going back to what I said earlier, in that you can't win games 2-1, you can't win games 7-9 or 7-8 every game, or you can't win them 7-5. Like there's just not that many goals that go in. I think it's more of a 4-3 game, and if you're letting in 7 goals, I don't care how many, like you have to score that many to even win these games. If you can't keep the puck at your own net, you're destined destined for failure. And I think that's, in my opinion, we do have the Maple Leafs. I believe we have the Maple Leafs going in 5. I was reluctant to say that just because I have to give the edge to the Fab Five up there. But they're gonna face Boston in the first round of the actual playoffs, and then they'll get smoked again. I mean, I know that those go to 7 every single year, and then it could be fixed in some cases because once that 7th game happens, the Maple Leafs
they get the shit kicked out of them.
They get their shit kicked. They get their shit pushed in every single year. So
gross.
It will be a test for Elvis though, having to face that Fab Five. On the other end.
It definitely will. It definitely will, and I think it'll be interesting. But we have the Maple Leafs going in 5, but I really hope the Blue Jackets make it in 5.
Columbus.